enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy.
Einstein. You can call it the art of fighting without fighting.
The art of fighting without fighting? Tell me some of it.
Welcome everybody to the Box State Boys podcast. You know what it is. I am your host, Zamora. You can follow me on Twitter at ZamoraBSB. I am joined as always by my co-hosts, my cohorts, my brothers, Oso at Osman_BSB and your boy at King Sanchez 70. How you guys doing today?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I love it. Jakey, how you doing, man?
Yes,
Doing good.
Cool.
I'm doing good, man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. We're doing real good, man. We got the boy here. We got a guest for our folks listening right now. Trippy, what is your Twitter handle, sir? So
Twitter
people may
handle
follow you.
At Keep Bragging Calm. But yeah, I go by Trippy Collector in the NFT community. So that's the going term, I guess. But yeah, my real name is Zach, just so everybody also knows that, I guess.
There you
All
go.
right. There we go. Welcome to the show, Zach. Trippy.
Thanks for having me.
Very, very happy to have you on here, man. We appreciate you joining us, man.
Yeah, and we've actually had the pleasure of sitting down with Zach, Trippy for the past maybe about half an hour, 45 minutes. He's a fucking cool guy, man. I'm just the conversation's flowing freely. He knows a lot of shit. He's very interesting.
Very
Appreciate
interesting, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So it's been having some internet issues. That's why I'm recording on my phone today. But if you're on Spotify or Apple, you don't really notice, but it's all good. So what we wanted to do.
Louder.
I'm louder. Oh, yeah. I just need to be loud. So
Sounds like you're
because I don't
recording
want
off
you
an
to-
iPhone XR.
in fact am. I'm recording off an iPhone XR that's cracked to shit and beaten up.
Sounds like you have a setup, but you're not using it, so you're recording off an iPhone.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's definitely what it sounds like. You're a fucking idiot.
Dog. It sounds good.
Hey, so I understand Zamora that you have some rapid fire questions for our guests here. We wanna know the ins and outs of our boy here.
Okay, so I got a few rapid fire questions just so the fans and ourselves can get to know you a little bit. So, are you ready to go?
Let's go.
All right, this will get the brain going a little bit too. So let's do this. Question number 1, sir. Where did you grow up?
So I grew up in southern Colorado Springs in a little suburb called Widefield, about an hour or so south of Denver.
All right. Shout out Whitefield.
Yeah.
Wide
All right.
field.
Who's your last text to?
Oh man. Let's see. Oh, it's to my wife. It's a very boring. I texted my wife some strains of weed. She's gonna go pick up some live rosin for us for Saturday afternoon. So I texted
Yeah.
strains right before we started here.
Hey, so weed
Nice.
is legal in Vegas nowadays?
It is, yeah. It's it's very similar to the rules in Colorado. There's a few slight differences, but it's very, very similar.
So it's
How's the
recreational, the
pricing?
whole work. You don't need medical.
No, yeah, no medical. I think honestly they went recreational right after my wife and I started dating, actually. So the first couple of times I went out to Vegas with her, it wasn't legal, and then the first summer I think that we were dating is when it ticked on or whatever. So I worked at a consulting company in Denver, in I guess it was 2014-ish. And originally, when I joined the company, they were doing consulting for cable companies and stuff like that. Dish Network is in town, DirecTV, all that stuff. And it slowly started drying up, and they ended up buying half of going in half on a weed store. And so like literally overnight we turned into like consulting on weed companies. And so like next thing you know, like I'm the only dude even at the company that does drugs. And so they're like, Zach, we need you to get down there and like figure this stuff out, and like just like throwing me into it. So like I ended up spending like 6 months like working, like helping at a weed store, like trying to get their shit together.
Oh,
I,
that's
I
sick.
was like I was in a suit one time and had to go down to the grow and help trim, because like the people that were supposed to show up to trim like didn't show up. So like our whole little consulting company went down to the grow and was like trimming with like all the trimmers. Like a
Bud
really
tenders.
crazy time of life for sure.
Yeah, because I worked at a dispensary too, and I remember they would just kind of like not homeless people, but like they would
Yeah,
hire like pretty much anybody, just go in,
right.
they pay them like so much money cash, and just go trim all the buds out.
Exactly.
You know?
Like yeah, it's a
That
cash.
shit sucks. That's
Yeah.
hard work.
It is hard. Your
Yeah,
hands hurt. It's sticky. It's gross.
yeah, they were just sitting there for like literally like 8-9 hours, just in there trimming buds.
I ended
Picking
up
off all the crow's feet.
yeah, yep. I ended up having to, or like even like designing a table where like we drilled some holes in the table so that you could like slide the stuff that you use to make like the trimmings like they use for like edibles and stuff. So we'd slide that off one hole and it'd fall into a bin, and then the other half or the other hole would be like the trash, the the stems and shit you're throwing away, and then like the good buds in the middle. So we were like drilling holes in tables, and it was like a really insane
sick,
like
though.
thing or whatever. Yeah, it was a wild time because everybody was just literally like hunched over a bucket, and they would just like be trimming over this bucket for all day, guys. Like
There's got to be a better way to do this.
I'm going to Home Depot. Like I'll be back in a couple hours. And so I came back with a bunch of, I bought like, $500 worth of tables and like had drilled a bunch of holes in it at Home Depot. And it's like a whole fiasco. It was crazy.
That's tight.
That's
Fuck,
a-
we need more
That's a
people
man
like
that gets it
around
done.
us.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's a man that gets it done, man.
That's
Still
well,
motherfuckers
now
hunting
I'm
over
always-
a bucket.
now
I
everybody-
got a bunch of dumbasses just sitting over a bucket like
Literally,
that.
that was what everybody's doing. I was like, I'm not doing this, guys.
Dude,
Back-
so the dispensary I was working at was it was kind of dirty, I guess. Like they were growing buds. I think they were selling them like on the side, kind of like street
Sure.
deal type deals, because they were growing way too much. We were only supposed to be medicinal, and we only had like so many clients, and at the time you had to have like a clientele list and
Yeah,
how
right.
much you're growing for them,
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were growing like way more than we were supposed to. But I remember because I had just started there, I started a big batch of like these little purple Kush plants, and it was like those were my babies. Like I took so good care of them. Like I did everything for them. I treated them with extra care. I treated them extra special, all this stuff. And like they got to the point where they were like just growing buds, and I was like, damn, these are about to be fire. Like I could tell how this plant is looking and stuff from all the stuff I learned. And then like right when they were about to go into the last room where they do their final growing part, where they like get big and like the buds start coming out, the fucking it wasn't like the DEA. I forgot who it was. It was whoever was enforcing the rules over there came in and like
Med. I think we used to always call Med, MED.
Yeah.
maybe it was them, yeah.
I don't know what that's.
But and then
Marijuana Enforcement Division, maybe. I think that's.
I
what-
think it's marijuana enforcement.
Yeah.
That's where you get
Yeah,
your
there we
support
go.
badge and shit from, right? Then people.
yeah, your med badges, huh? Yeah. But yeah, so they came in and they just like they tore down everything, bro. They killed my fucking baby Kush plants or my purple Kush plants. I was pissed. I was like, damn, I might quit.
Right, this is it. I'm out of here.
Like I just saw him murder my kids. I was like, no.
That place
You
that place
bastards.
you used to work at, you used to get like 5 fucking 2-gram like blunts for like fucking I don't know, like how much was it, like 20
20
bucks or
bucks.
something?
Yeah, because I was cool with the bud
Get
tender, so
fucked
he would
up.
give me like these like cigar blunts, and he would do 5 of them for 20 bucks. So I used to go in there and I used to, because like he would just roll them all day. So I would just go in there and I would like, hey dude, how many you got today? How many did you make or whatever? And he'd give me like 40, 50 of them.
The place that we were helping run was doing the same stuff. Like they would, and there was a couple of robberies where people stole weed out of the like grow. I always thought that it was somebody I always thought it was like the other co-owner personally, that he would like steal the weed from the company and then like do what you guys are talking about. We can never
Yeah.
prove it, but like 2 different times, literally the night before we would take it, like it's all dried out, it's literally ready to go to the store the next day. We got robbed twice on that day.
On that day.
And it was like 60-70 pounds worth of weed that they would steal each time. and it was literally the perfect day, like it's literally
Inside job, man. Huh.
and so like I always suspected that it was the people that like our other co-owners or whatever, and then I assumed they would just like then sell it on the side and make some money or whatever, but yeah, I could never prove it. So crazy stuff.
See, like
Yeah, I
anymore,
think,
if you're growing weed on the streets, it's not even worth it unless you're doing fucking hash or something. Because
right,
I don't know, it's not worth the
I was
money.
gonna say a lot of people like to do that pressing where you can press that live rosin, and so like I think some of the people really like to grow their own for that kind of stuff because then like the freshness
For
and
your
quality.
personal use, you know what I mean? That's where it's good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot of work to do like 6 or 8 plants worth of weed. I mean, that's a ton of work you're putting in for like a few ounces.
oh yeah,
that sucks,
dude. I was putting in 8-hour days taking care of all the plants in there and stuff, and it wasn't like easy work,
No,
like,
yeah, it's like farming, it's bust your
yeah,
butt.
it is a full-time job, like going in, raising the lights, and making sure everything's clean, make sure you don't get spider mites,
Right.
doing all the chemicals, stuff that
Humidity
you
and
need to
shit. You
feed
have to keep
them.
up with humidity and
Yeah, you have to keep up with how much light they have, how much humidity, how much like the music and stuff in the room, like
Yeah,
even
it's a
little things like that,
process.
Yeah,
I'd rather
it's
cook crack.
a hell of a process.
Shit. Fuck all that.
You wonder why people out there selling crack, huh? It's easier to make and you make more money off of it.
It's hard. It's hard in somewhere like Colorado because you can only the best way to grow weed is outside. You know what I mean? Natural fucking sun and wind and shit, like in the elements. In Colorado, you can only do that shit. Like there's a very small window to plant your plants and have them grow the way they're supposed to grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to have an op.
I always say too, like the namings, like people don't even. They just name stuff whatever they want. So like an example I always like to use is like Gorilla Glue strain. Like a Gorilla Glue is named Gorilla Glue because it's supposed to glue you to the couch. It's like a very heavy indica strain. You'll see it at stores and it's listed as a sativa. You're like,
it's a flashy name.
Like either it's not actually a sativa or it's not actually a Gorilla Glue, but one of these two things is not labeled right, And so that stuff is so goofy everywhere.
Like good weed back in the day, you used to be able to stick that shit to the wall. You know what I mean? Like that's how fucking sticky it was. You know what I mean?
Dude, what's it called? When I worked at the dispensary, I used to squeeze the buds and get all the stuff on, like all the keef and stuff on my hands. I would just go in different rooms and just squeeze all the different buds. And by the end of the day, my gloves would just be caked in like resin and stuff or whatever. And I would just throw them on my dashboard and like let it dry up. And then I put in like, I'd have like a little pouch full of like little fucking crystals.
Love this idea. I've never heard of that, but I absolutely love it. That's a great idea.
One time we got pulled over when he was working at that dispensary, and the fucking cop, because his car smelled like weed, like he had work clothes from weed and shit.
There's nothing you can do to get that smell out too.
His baby mom was going to Johnson and Wales to be a fucking chef, so she had like a knife set in the back of her car, and the cop saw that shit and it smelled like fucking weed, and he thought we were like fucking narcos or some shit.
He up with the fucking Colorado cartel and shit.
And like you were speeding or something, right? Like he did something, and he's like, I'll waive the ticket if you let me search your car. So like, all right. And then fucking we got out, he searched, found nothing. He found the knives or whatever, but he's like, no, my wife goes.
He found
Johnson and Wales or whatever.
Oh, the trimmer.
He found my trimmers. Yeah, he found my trimmers, and he was like, he smelled them. He was like, oh shit, and I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, I work at a dispensary. I was like, I told you. And he was like, okay. Then he asked me about the knives, and I told him about my girl at the time.
Fuck, man, fucking cops.
Yeah, that shit was wild. Though.
Think they catch you on some shit? They ain't got shit on them, boy.
Well, he let us go. He stuck to his word. Shit, we were like, "Did you find anything?" He's like, "No." I was like, "We good to go?" Oh, yeah, get out of here. All right, shit, fuck you. We're out.
Yeah,
those are the cool cops.
Something or whatever. I do not trust cops at all. That'd be such a tense like few minutes while he's searching.
Yeah, that's actually what he told me. Remember that? That's what because he was like, "Why are you so nervous for? Why are you so tense?" I was like, "We don't get along. Me and your kind. We don't get along too well, brother."
Absolutely going to be tense right now. Like
yeah. And there's been plenty of times where like we did get pulled over and like we did have like something going on or something in the car or something, and so like you'd be even more tense. But like at that time, I wasn't too nervous because I was like, "You're not gonna find nothing, dude. Like there's nothing in that car." There's literally you're gonna I knew you were gonna find those little trimmers and like
we already did all the drugs, bitch. Too late.
They're gone, baby. They gone.
My shit's metabolizing as we speak.
Yeah, I'd rather
Yeah,
much sit
mushrooms
back
though.
and smoke
I
some
fucks with
shit
that.
or take some shit. Yeah.
Have you guys ever goofed around with just taking like a small amount of mushrooms before you go out, like maybe like a half gram or something?
Yeah.
Because to me, I kind of get that same like to me that I almost get the same like intended effect of when I drink. Like I really like when I'm like not drunk, but like maybe 3/4 drunk, like I'm kind of a little more fluid, loose, Like if I
In
take a
that
little bit of
pocket.
shrooms, I feel like I get that same little extra energy. I'm a little more loose, a little more like things are a little funnier or whatever. So like I've been really liking that. Like just pop a little bit of mushrooms when I go out, and then maybe I have like a drink or two when I'm out, but like mostly just let the little piece of mushroom kind of carry me through the night.
That's how we did, huh? Like on one of the pods, one of our in real life pods, we did like what was it, 0.7 grams?
The first one, I think.
Yeah, we did 0.7, and then we just kind of just wrote it out and shit.
On a podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
Like we didn't
actually,
do it like on the pod,
in our
but like
first
we
season,
did it
bro,
before
I was
we recorded.
microdosing every episode. I was doing
Oh,
like maybe
really?
0.4,
I've been
0.5.
microdose. I've been considering doing like a pretty strict microdosing routine just to see how it would go.
Like I think what all the experts are saying, anyways, you do 4 days on and 3 days off to let your brain come. But like, and I guess
You do 4 straight days?
Yeah, you do 4 straight
Okay.
days of microdosing, right? Like you do it like coffee, you know what I mean? Like when you get up, you take 0.4, 0.3, whatever you feel comfortable taking, and then you do that for 4 days and then 3 days off. And because what they're finding is like mushrooms, like psilocybin and shit, it actually helps your brain repair itself. It helps your fucking brain cells recover from any kind of damage that they might have taken. So, and then also what I've learned, let me see if I can pull it up here. So I take this every day. It's lion's mane. I don't know.
Oh, I've had some lion's mane supplement before.
Yeah. It's a
Is yours
different
in
type
pill
of
form?
mushroom. Yeah, it's a pill form, so it's actually like a concentrated version of it. So like I think it's something like 1,600 milligrams of it, and like you mix that with psilocybin, and it's super healthy for your brain, bro. Like I feel sharper like since I've been doing that. Like my brain, like I used to have kind of like a brain fog just from everything I've been through, but that brain fog has been lifted, and I've been doing this for about 6 or 7 months, and I'm sharp as fuck. Like it makes my brain super sharp.
For 6 or 7 months, you've been doing 4 days on, 3 days off, and then taking the lion's mane every day. Is that the ratio?
So I haven't had mushrooms for a couple months, but I like I was doing it strictly
You did
there
that
for
for a
about maybe
while,
4
though.
months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do lion manes every morning. I do that shit every day.
we had some liquid lion's mane. There's like a local like mushroom farm or whatever in Vegas that we order we don't actually order illicit mushrooms from these people, but I assume they might do that. But yeah, they grow a bunch of like lion's mane and stuff like that, and then they also sell like an oil or something, or like a tincture or something of lion's mane, and we put it in our smoothies a lot of times. So that's
super healthy for you, bro. It's good for your brain.
I like the idea of incorporating some psilocybin into that, though. That's kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah. And what they're finding too from like everything that I've seen is that mushrooms are kind of crazy because they're an organism that responds so crazily to its environment, and like mushrooms love other mushrooms. Like they have such a chemistry together when you put them in your body. Yeah.
I love that. It makes total sense.
Yeah, they work together really well when they put them in your body, man. Like your body responds well to it, and like they're saying like you know how like everything comes from the same organisms and shit according to evolution and all that. They're saying that humans and mushrooms are like there's so much connection between a human and a fucking mushroom. Like it's almost the same thing. You know what I mean?
Split like 100 million years ago, and from like some organism, and we went this way and they went this way or something, huh?
Yeah.
All I know is we're a bunch of fun guys. That's
We're fun guys.
We're all one. We all work together. We're a bunch of fun guys. Yeah.
We're one with the mushroom.
Yeah. Psilocybin help with that.
Fucking idiot.
Shit make you see colors and fucking hear sounds.
Yeah, fuck that. Taste shit. You know,
real clear.
Taste the essence of life.
Do you guys ever do psychedelics like at concerts or anything like that? Have you guys ever done anything like that?
No.
I did it back in the day when I was younger. I would do fucking X and go hit up like raves and shit.
Oh yeah, I love a good Molly, like a night of Molly concert or whatever.
Yeah.
I go to tons of Red Rock shows, and so like one of my like favorite pastimes is like taking some sort of psychedelic and then like going to a good Red Rock show or whatever, like a rave or something like that. So love doing that kind of stuff.
You're brave,
My
man.
problem
I'm a
is
bit
I
of a
can't
bitch,
drive
man.
down
Like
that
I like to
fucking
take
hill.
drugs and just stay home and be comfy. You know what I mean?
You
Throw
know,
on
I
a snuggie and shit. You know what I mean?
I very much felt that way because that was how I like got introduced to him. Is always just like me and like some number of friends would take it and do, you know, all be at a house or something and just kind of dick around watching like music videos or like, you know,
Yeah.
joking around with each other. And so yeah, like I had the exact same like opinion where I'm just like, it seems absurd to go into like that kind of chaotic environment or whatever, but like the music and like show portion of it is so incredible in that state of mind that it's like so worth all the other kind of stupid like crappy, you know, like having to deal with the crowds and all that stuff. And
So like
but it,
anxiety kind of gets pushed to the back, kind of.
yeah, like when especially when the concerts are going, like when, you know, like obviously when you're waiting for it to start or like the end, you know, like all that stuff is kind of lame, but like, you know, there's like really cool musicians who like make these shows very specific for like being on those type of drugs, and it just
Right.
like really hits the spot for me.
Well, like me and your boy, we went to like a Flatbush Zombie concert, and
Yeah.
like yeah, and like all that shit was made for people on acid and
Oh
shrooms. Like
yeah.
me and him were contemplating taking some shit like that, and we're like, nah, let's just bring weed. And we went over there, and we're like, fuck, we wish we would have took that shit. Like all this is made
I've
for that
seen them
shit.
at Red Rocks on acid before. It's a very wild like
I bet
fun.
that shit's sick, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Flatbush is really cool.
Say what? Flatbush, Method Man, Redman, Suicide Boys,
Suicide Boys,
Afro.
Futuristic.
Is that like a 420 show or something, or like a
Yeah,
Halloween
it was
Yeah.
their
show?
420. It was like 10 years ago.
I think I heard we were like contemplating like making the trip out for that one.
That shit was sick. It was a good concert, but yeah, I wish I would have been fucked up off
Trippy.
some
It's
groovy.
like I always recommend just like starting slow, you know, like do like, you know, maybe a half gram or something of shrooms just to like try it out and then like kind of build from there or whatever.
For sure.
Like,
Build
yeah,
your
it's
tolerance for sure.
it's certainly, you don't want to like overdo it in like a public setting like that, you know, like there's nothing worse than
Oh
being like
yeah.
way too fucked up and like, you know, you're in front of 10,000 people at Red Rocks, like that sucks. But you know,
I don't
you
know
can
about
find, like,
that,
your
but
spot or whatever.
I took
Well, because like
Take a drill,
psychedelics
fuck
are
around.
psychedelics are best when you have something to focus on, right? I mean, when
Yeah.
you have nothing to do and you're sitting there thinking, that's when shit gets scary. You know what I mean? When you let your mind wander.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like those moments of like the opener just finished and now you got to wait for the headliner to come
You're
on.
like, fuck, who the
that
fuck am I?
45
Fuck.
minutes could be a weird 45
What
minutes.
happened to the music? What happened to my soul?
But yeah,
And then
the-
Flatbush comes on. You're like, yeah.
like, yes, here we go. It was worth it, you know.
Like we always tell this story, bro. One time we were doing that shit here. We took a couple tabs of some acid, and fucking Zamora walked into my bathroom, bro. And like there's a fucking mirror right when you walk in the door.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got startled, like he forgot he existed, and he thought someone else was in there and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's just my reflection.
I was standing in front of the mirror. Yeah.
Like, hold
Yeah,
on.
I was standing in front. I walked past the mirror and I got scared.
Fuck,
I
man.
was like, who the fuck is standing next to me?
So my bad,
Who the
sir.
fuck's in the bathroom with me?
Occupied.
Existential beings and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I called myself an existential being. I didn't know what that meant. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh shit, that is exactly what I am.
You're like, no, that was right. That was the right term.
That shit was just talking through me.
That's the opposite of like what they want people doing, right? Like they want everybody just continuing the status quo because like the status quo is so beneficial for them. And so yeah,
Right.
like the last thing they want is like stuff shaken up. And you know, like that's kind of you hear a lot of the like kind of big wigs really against the AI stuff. And it's that same kind of principle. It's like they're already making all the money. They don't want like a new thing, like new paradigm shift or anything like that. The current
Right.
paradigm is perfect for them. They're billionaires, you know. So it's
Yeah.
like
Right.
the people at the bottom are the ones like, let's shake things up and see if maybe it's a little better. And so that, you know, that's a constant like pull, I think, in society kind of in general, I guess.
And like big pharma hates that shit. You know what I mean? Big pharma hates mushrooms and weed and all that shit. That's why all this shit's illegal. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's something to be
uh,
said about big pharma. You know, I saw a tweet just the other day that said like America is built on your diet is set up so that it forces you into the American healthcare system. And then the American healthcare system is set up to where you have to go into the American insurance system. And then the American insurance system sends you into the American pharmaceutical system. And so it's like you know, like all four of those things are all like super capitalistic and yet like probably shouldn't be capitalistic, you know, like health and food probably aren't
Yeah.
necessarily like money makers. It's
What
probably
kind of fucking shit is that, man? It's
right. Like those
horrible.
things should probably be like just, you know, done for the greater like good of the community, I guess. But
Like, just think about Monsanto, bro. How Monsanto makes a lot of what you eat, but they also make all the fucking poisons and chemicals in the fucking world. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
they made Agent Orange back in fucking was it Vietnam or Korea?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
Vietnam.
Monsanto is
Yeah.
like the perfect example of that kind of stuff. The pipeline, like they seem super sketchy to me.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm sorry for interrupting the broadcast, but I had to get your quick attention, all right? I got a homie. He makes these wonderful shirts. If you like this shirt I got going on, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray as the White Man Can't Jump cover. When I saw this, I was like, I got to have that. So to get yours, you got to go to Lurk Designs, all right? That's lurkdesigns.bigcartel.com. Check out some of his work, man. I'm telling you, he makes the best graphics. And on top of that, the t-shirts are super comfortable. They're a great fit. Go check him out right now. I'm telling you. As soon as you're done with this podcast, go get you some Lurk, man. Because you ain't right without it.
I was so sure that they should win that it just felt like something bad could happen. Like Jokic is going to twist his ankle or something. Like, I don't know. It was really hard to be like present in the moment and not be just like super stressed that like they were going to blow it kind of. I don't know. It felt weird.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Like I think that was just kind of the general sentiment because like I don't know, I compared it to like when the Broncos won their last Super Bowl, it was kind of like we fought every inch of the way,
Yeah.
you know. So, but like
Yeah.
like this, we kind of just coasted, even like for months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we were just the one
Right.
seed all
The
the
whole
way.
season,
Yeah,
I kept telling myself, like heading into the playoffs, I kept going like, there's going to be a moment where like you're going to lose faith and you just need to like not do that, relax, like let it play out or whatever. And then there was never even that moment. I almost, you know, I was like, damn, like I felt like they were going to win every time, you know, like there was that one moment against the Suns where they lost 2 in a row in Phoenix and the series was 2-2. And I remember kind of being a little stressed. And then I don't know, I heard somebody on a podcast that night say they talked, I think it was to KCP after the game 4 loss. And they mentioned something to him about like, well, it's a 3-game series. And he just was like, oh, we're not going to lose this series. Like, we're fine. Like we've got this completely under control. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, they're fine. Like they're not worried. Like I shouldn't be worried. And then, you know, they pretty much just blew him out 2 games in a row. And that was it. Like it was all downhill.
crazy. It's crazy how dominant they were, man. Like just absolute dominance.
Mind
The
blowing
whole year.
that it could have been that easy, you know, like a couple losses here and there, but like, yeah, it never felt difficult. And I don't know, it's weird. And the
We'll
Lakers,
see how they
you know,
do this
the
year
Lakers
too,
are
man.
healthy even. Like it's weird to, you know, like you'd assume like the Lakers would have been that easy. It's because LeBron was not 100%, but he looked incredible. AD played
Yeah.
well. He just got dominated. It's just, yeah, it was such a weird way to win it and to have your first one be so easy like that. But I, you know, obviously just like so happy for the team. I think that whole group is such a like easy team to root for. They're all like awesome people and selfless and
they're all underdogs, right? I mean, they're all known.
underdogs,
Like
yeah.
none of them were expected to be what they are.
pick.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so crazy. I think MPJ is like underrated even at this point. You know, I think he does so many important things for the Nuggets. So as long as he's healthy,
for sure,
I'm all in on him.
I mean, but he played his ass off the whole year, and even up to that point, you know what I mean? Like but to like I was wishing he would just kind of have like a great game in the finals. You know what I mean?
I thought I was expecting him to get one like, you know, where he hit 5 or 6 threes and just had like at least a half where you're like, oh, shit. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's grown mature. I think the maturity thing was so impressive that like it didn't rattle him. Like that closeout game 5, I thought he still played really well. He made some good cuts at the end, got some good rebounds, you know, like I think he like learned, you know, like, you know, like, I guess a year ago I would have been like, oh, he's not even going to contribute. He might end up on the bench, you know, and he just like, kept fighting and like kept going, kept trying to do all the other things. So teams like Miami seem like they give him trouble. Those teams that are like really smart and like real stuff like that kind of messy
teams. Yeah.
You'd rather a team that's, you know, a little more like the way Phoenix kind of was, where it's like they're a little better, but like not as like mentally tough, Like I think he kind of feeds on that kind of stuff. Hey, your boy, you got to tell me something about those paintings. Are those pieces you've done?
No, they're pieces done by people that I knew when I first moved here.
Really? That's really cool. I really like them.
So this one is an Among Us character.
Oh, I see it in
When
there.
that shit first came out.
Uh-huh.
And then it's got my cats with it for like the shit.
Wow, I love it.
And then
That's
this one
tight.
back here says good vibes.
Yep. Uh-huh. I love the drippiness. I don't know if you've ever heard of an artist, Jen Stark. He does lots of cool like animations with drippy like neon colors and stuff.
Meow Wolf shit.
Yeah. I'm sure she's had some things in Meow Wolf over her career.
So actually all the paint that I like, all the artwork that I own is actually made by other people. Like I've known the people who make it.
Cool.
Like my mom made that one with the moon. I have
Yeah,
a few
that
that
really
I had made in New York, one that I had made in Vegas, one that my girlfriend made for me.
You
Yeah,
ever
that's
buy
all.
you ever buy any digital art online?
No, I don't. I was thinking about it.
NFT.
That's my area of expertise, if you will, I guess. Like I do a lot of that.
I do need your help on that, man. I lost some money on the fucking crypto market, man.
Man, I don't know if I don't necessarily do it for the money. If I'm being like, I'm not the
You're
I
a
don't ever
collector.
sell anything. I just buy everything. So I don't know. There's even times where I will like buy something where I'm like, this is probably not worth anything to anyone else, but like I really like it. So like I don't really
It's like
care.
art, like real art.
Yeah. And so like I don't know. I have a lot of friends who tried, or like I don't know if try is the right word, who have made a lot of money like doing it, but like it's hard. It's definitely last summer it was like easy. Like everybody was just making money, like there was so much money coming in, but now it's the opposite. It's like, I think very few people have made any like real money at this point in the last like 6 to 12 months, probably. Now, there's obviously artists who are like selling and making money themselves, but like there's very few people who are buying stuff and then like reselling it for profit or whatever. But crypto as a whole, I would guess is just going to like go up over the next like 12 to 24 months. So like you could just probably buy Bitcoin or Ethereum and just sit on it for a couple years. It would probably be up.
Because I had invested maybe a year and a half ago, and I bought different types of crypto and stuff, and like I was seeing gains. You know what I mean? Like I was seeing it go up, and then it seemed like the goddamn war in Ukraine tanked the whole fucking market. You know what I mean? And then I just saw all my shit just crash. So now I'm just waiting for it to come back up. You know what I mean?
Did you just like not sell any of it? You still have all the same tokens?
I still have all of it. Yeah. I didn't get off of it. So I'm waiting for it to rise. You know what I mean? So
I was gonna say that would be my biggest advice is like the worst time to sell is when things are down. You might as well just hold it until they come back. And like most likely, I don't know which coins you have, but like most likely if they're still alive right now, they're probably still going to be alive in a year or two. So like the ones that have crashed. So if they're still alive and well, you're probably in pretty good spots. And so like inevitably, like when the whole market starts going again, like those ones will probably start like doing really well. But it could be 6 months, it could be 4 years, like something like you said,
just like stocks, man.
Yeah, exactly. And stuff that's like so far out of our like circle of control, like the war in Ukraine is like a great example. It's like stuff like that might happen, like like we don't have any control over it or have any insight into that. It's like if people want to be idiots, like it's going to bring everybody down with them, and like we can't really do anything about it. So
do you deal mainly in Ethereum? Is that what you
to be honest, Ethereum is like I'm trying to think of how to say it. Ethereum, I guess, would probably, the way I would give you guys like an analogy is like Ethereum is like the major leagues, right? So that's where like the biggest art sales happen on Ethereum. But Ethereum also has like pretty expensive, they call it gas fees. So it's like a transaction fee.
I try to buy NFTs and that shit was ridiculous.
Right. And you were like, I got to pay $50 to get this. Like, just that's not even for the Ethereum to buy it. That's just to transfer it over to your wallet.
Yeah.
And so what I've ended, and so like that was always a thing for me because I'm not like super rich. So like, buying $100 piece of art is like a lot, and then like adding on $50 worth of gas fees is like unacceptable. Like to me, that's just like a not not going to cut it. And so I bought when I first started out, I started out on Ethereum and I bought a few bigger pieces, but like I would never be able to like buy a bunch of small pieces because the gas would be, the ratio of gas to like art is so bad. And so I ended up finding a pretty cool community on token called Tezos. It's TEZOS. And it's real similar to Ethereum as far as the way it works. Like the process and the transactions and stuff are real similar, but the transaction fees are basically zero. Like,
oh damn,
one Tezos is worth, like right now, it's only worth like 80 cents or something. And a transaction cost to like buy an NFT might be 0.001 Tezos. So we're talking about like a fraction of a penny, or something like that.
That's so cool.
And so it's really cool. It's a lot of the community is really full of artists from outside of America, because they'll like sell their art for like 5 Tezos, which is like $4. But like, in Brazil, where their economy is so bad, and their whatever the Brazilian currency is so screwed up.
So where do you shop for the NFTs? Do you go on like OpenSea and stuff, or where do you?
OpenSea is for Ethereum. There's on Tezos, there's one called Object. It's OBJKT, I think is it. And so that it's similar to OpenSea, but I would say it's like a much better. It's got a much better UI. It's easier to like search for the stuff you want. Like OpenSea is kind of crappy. It's tough to work with.
You got my fucking nerves.
I would say this Tezos system is much better on that side too, as far as that.
I'm about to be all over this. I'm about to.
You want me to? Can I like put a link in here somehow or something?
Yeah, the private chat.
Yeah. Let me send you a
link
in
the private chat, and also
send I was looking at some of this shit too.
Send it to Zamora, and then we could also plug it to like this episode and shit.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not even. Yeah, you don't got to plug it. I'm more just, if you guys want to see it, I'll show you like my collection or whatever. I think you guys might think it's kind of interesting.
No, this is sick. I like this, man. Yeah, because I was like, I was trying to do that, but the gas fees are so ridiculous. Like I couldn't cop any NFTs. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It was a thing where it's like it's really cool for the like really high level folks. Like if you're buying NFTs that cost $100,000 a piece, then like who cares that it's a $50 fee or whatever. But like obviously, like if you're buying like things that are like $50 a piece, like spending an extra $50 every time for gas is unacceptable.
Ridiculous.
You got some Thai NFTs on here from what I'm looking at. These are Thai ones.
But it's a very this community is very artist like forward. So like I guess I should have sent you the owned link here. So like there's tons of artists. There's honestly some of the really big ETH artists have released things in the Tez ecosystem, just because it's such a like art focused ecosystem. So there's some really cool spots where you could get like a piece of art from an artist who on the ETH chain would be like, say $1,000 would be like the cheapest piece you could get. You could come over to the Tezos chain, they might have pieces for like $100 or something like that. You might get them for 90% cheaper in US dollar terms or whatever. But so if you guys click on that link, that second one is the ones like those are the ones I have or whatever. You could kind of see like some of the nature of some of it, and like some of them like are GIFs. When you like click into them, some of them display on the little page. They're all kind of
that Drive one's pretty sick.
The black and white ones, that's that artist Spoggle Maskina. I always just call him Spoggle, but he's a really cool guy from like Denmark, I think, or something like that. So
okay, you got a collection there, brother.
Yeah. This is a big passion of mine. I spend a lot of time and a lot of money doing this. So, and to be really honest, I'm still pretty much a peon in this ecosystem, really.
That Game Boy one is tight.
That's tight.
Yeah, that Popple guy is up and coming. I guess he just had a couple pieces of art retweeted by who was it? One of the dudes in Lord of the Rings, maybe. I don't know.
Shit.
Some big Hollywood dude just retweeted that Popple guy's work a couple times, so everybody's excited about that.
I mean, that's all you need, man. That recognition.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, if one Hollywood person gets excited, like the market will 10x very quickly.
Did you see that bear one else?
Which one's that?
The Kodiak.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
The Beware. All that.
me
Oh,
see.
damn. These are nice.
I'm glad you like these. We could really nerd out on this stuff. I could help you guys get set up on the get a
That shit
test
is
wallet
tight.
and
That
stuff.
bear one is so sick. Oh, dang. The guy who made that Kodiak one, I like his art, man. That shit
Yeah,
is tight.
and that exactly. So that's what I like to do. I'll go into somebody else's profile, browse through, and then when I find a piece I like, then I go to that artist page and then dig through their stuff. And a lot, like you said, a lot of times you go, oh, they have a whole bunch of stuff that's kind of like this,
I like the multi-dimensional, massive, enormous, giant, hard, tremendous shrimp
Is that on the?
in his home.
Oh yeah, on the that's Noper. Yeah. That's so funny.
That shit's tight.
I haven't even seen that shrimp piece. That's a really, really cool piece. Yeah, it's sold out though. Damn.
That shit is tight. That bear one is tight, man.
Yeah, it's a really cool, and that was a totally random, stumbled into it on Twitter piece. I just met that guy a couple days ago.
Shit, I'm gonna have to get some of this Tezo, man. Is it Tezos? Or is it?
Yeah, Tezos. The ticker is XTZ, but it's just called TEZOS. Tezos.
Okay.
It's funny. They sponsored Manchester United for a little bit, so I just ordered a Man United jersey that says Tezos on the front.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah. So that's a pretty funny thing. But yeah, so I mean, honestly, I spend pretty much all my time on Twitter, either talking about the Nuggets or talking with people about their art.
Sure, and that's where you met Zamora, right? It's through Nuggets.
Yeah.
Talk.
Actually, Zamora. The funniest part about Zamora is he would always jump into Locked On Nuggets podcasts, and he would always be early on, and then he would ask thoughtful questions where they would actually read them and be like, Zamora just asked blah 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 blah. And so I'd always been hearing his name, but I'm just I don't even know who that is. I kind of assumed it was a member of the media that they knew, because it would come up all the time. And then I randomly just saw a response to one of those guys on Twitter, and it was from a Zamora. And I was like, is this the Zamora famous from the show? And he's like, yep. And I was like, holy shit. So that's how we met. I was cracking up because he's kind of a local celebrity for anybody that listens to that podcast. So pretty funny.
No, he really is, man. He's our resident celebrity here.
Speak of the devil, there he is.
I'm just gonna have to do this off the phone. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure this out, but let's this is fucking stupid.
You're finally back.
I remember the first time I ever saw titties. It was a fight in middle school with these two girls. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, one of the girls, they were fighting. Her shirt got pulled down, and her titties popped out. And I was the youngest kid there. I just ran across the fight, and I was like, "Yo, who saw them titties?" And I was like, "Get the fuck out of the way, fat boy."
Oh man!
I said, "Oh shit, my fault. I forgot there's a fight going on. I got a bit excited there."
You're like, holy shit, this is awesome.
That sounds like my situation.
I love fights.
Yeah, more fights, please.
They were fighting on the lawn in the projects. Shit was cool.
There you go. Who won? Do you remember?
No, it was me and my friend Derek. We ended up just walking away.
I think Zamora
everybody won.
Zamora was the winner.
Yeah.
Anybody record anything?
Huh? No, I don't think so.
That was back.
That was when flip phones and shit. I don't think anybody really cared.
Oh, so ain't nobody yelled.
That's when you used to have to draw.
I was in sixth grade. I was in 2000. I don't know. About 2002.
About 2002 long ago. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, too long ago to record that shit on an iPhone.
To put that shit on the internet, it's we can't.
HD quality and stuff.
I was gonna say you wouldn't even have seen the nipple or anything. It just would have been a blur,
Yeah, bro.
You would have just seen something look like a sack of potatoes just go down.
Yeah, might have been a boob. I don't know.
You would have just seen my big ass running across the fight screaming.
That's it.
Yeah. And then the cops came and we ran back to the fight and told everybody the cops were coming and everybody scattered like roaches.
Yeah.
And 5-0, everybody ran.
Cops always trying to ruin our fun.
I know. We're just having fun, man. We're just watching girls fight.
Girl fights are cool sometimes. Like sometimes girls be fucking throwing hands, bro. But sometimes it's like boring as fuck. Like you just gotta like walk away from that shit.
Yeah,
So
they just pull on each other's clothes and stuff.
where they both have like the offhand grabbing the other person's hair, and then the good hand is just they're both just punching the shit out of each other.
It's like a hockey
Yeah.
fight and shit.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
like jerseys, but the hair. Yep.
Make your home look beautiful, but having to water them all the time can be a big job. Forget to water them, and they can end up looking like this. Give them too much water, and you can end up with a big mess. Well, now there's Aqua Globes, the hand-blown glass ornament that waters your plants for you. All you do is fill the Aqua Globe with water, then press it into the soil. That's it. Your plant stays perfectly watered for up to 2 weeks, and you don't have to lift a finger. Here's why. As soil becomes dry, it releases oxygen into the aqua globe, which in turn releases the exact amount of water your plant needs. You can't overwater, you can't underwater. Such a simple solution, yet so beautiful. Each aqua globe is individually crafted with genuine hand-blown glass to create a functional work of art that waters the plant for you. Perfect for small or large houseplants, hanging plants, patio plants. Even finicky exotic plants get just the right amount of water. Just fill the aqua globe with water, then press it into the soil. It's that easy. No more constant watering or cleaning up the spills. No more worrying about leaving your plants unattended. No more dried out, drooping, or dying plants. Aqua globes take the guesswork and the worry out of watering your plants once and for all. Call now and get a set of 2 aqua globes for only $19.99. One in red and one in blue. But call right now and we'll double the offer and give you 2 more aqua globes free. That's right, you get 4 hand-blown glass aqua globes in red, blue, green, and multicolor. Each aqua globe comes with its own gift box and makes a great gift for any plant lover. That's right, you get 4 hand-blown glass aqua globes plus the gift boxes, all for only $19.99. This offer is not available in stores, so call now.
Love
It's
it. I
funny.
love a good drug story too. It's always good to have some good drug stories ready to go.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
some
like
good
we're gonna
positive
have to
ones,
share some and make some, Trippy. I feel like
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like
100%,
we're kindred
100%.
spirits in a way. You know what I mean?
Definitely, 100%.
But so we're pretty far into this. This is gonna take me a good while to edit and everything. So I think this would be a good time to wrap things up. Sound good, everybody? I know
Sound
we
good.
could have went forever. We'll have to have you on again, dude, because this is great conversation, man. Yeah.
I'll come on whenever you guys want. You guys are great, so definitely
Sweet.
will.
Yeah,
whenever
we'll
you guys
definitely
want,
love to have you, brother.
I'll take a screenshot of all of it. I've got the Box State Boys up top, and then I got your guys' on there too. So I'll go and follow you guys right after this.
Okay. Yeah. And then yeah, all our information's on there. We have our link tree. All that stuff is all on there.
Nice. And then I was going to say, I'll link up with you guys as we get a little bit closer to coming out. We'll try to set something up where we can all go hang out. That would be really
Yeah.
fun.
But yeah, have a good vacation, dude. Jake, do you have a question for folks?
Yeah. For the folks at home, all right?
Yes,
And
sir.
in tribute of the Sir Trippy, what is your guys' favorite piece of art that you've seen or own?
I love this one.
I love it. Yeah, that's a good one. So everybody hit us up, send us the link, send us your images of your favorite pieces or your favorite music. It could be anything, you know?
Let me see that. Let me see that. What drives you? What gives you passion?
Yeah. Actually, you know what, Trippy? Send me one of your favorite ones, dude. I'll put it on our page too, and
Yeah,
we'll repost it and stuff like that.
It's gonna be stuff.
Get some of that art out there. Any last minute shout outs, sir?
I don't think so. I really appreciate the time. I had a great time conversing with you guys as well. So yeah, like I said, I would come back whenever. This has been fun.
All right. Yeah, man. Sorry about the internet issues, but I'm glad we got through it. Everything worked out good. All right, man. Ellis, you want to take us out of here?
Yeah. Well, you know, thank you, Trippy, for staying with us and talking with us and getting wavy with us today, brother. You know, you're always a Box Day boy in our hearts and our eyes. But as always, guys, physical health is wealth, mental health is wealth. Love yourself and love the world around you, and keep that shit tight and moist, boy. Shit.
Peace out.